Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is going to be absolutely bonkers. Now, obviously, guys, the data is in, and we are experiencing an absolutely epic housing market crash happen right before our eyes. And here's the amazing thing, y'all. This housing market crash is a big one. So today what we're going to do is dig into Redfin's weekly housing market update. We have 30% of the top US metro areas that are on the year-over-year price decline list right now. But not only that, guys, we have so many other things that are going on that is absolutely crippling the real estate industry. So we're going to go over all the leading indicators. We're going to go over the charts, and we're also going to do one of my favorite things. We're going to compare peak to current house values and interest rates just to see how much money you would have saved if you waited to purchase. So I absolutely love doing that. I do that on all my Redfin housing market update videos towards the end. But you guys, this week is getting extra juicy when it comes to saving money. So let's get started right now. But before I do, please guys, do me a favor, like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, shoot me a comment below. And also help me push this message if you can, share this video, hit notifications on my channel. And you guys know that I absolutely appreciate all your love. I'm going to take you with me through my journey of becoming a winner in the housing market, and I really look forward to continuously hearing your success stories. Let's start with year-over-year price decline in the top 50 metro areas. And you guys can see right now there are 15, or rather 30%. Again, listen to what I'm saying. There are 30% of the 50 biggest metro areas on the year-over-year price decline list. And that's especially important because that essentially means anyone that purchased in 2022 in those metro areas is already upside down in their house, and there's no more profit in owning a home in all of these areas. So let's see who's on the list right now. San Francisco, San Jose, Los Angeles, Austin, Pittsburgh, Oakland, Detroit, Sacramento, Anaheim, Chicago, Philadelphia, Seattle, Riverside, Phoenix, and Las Vegas. Is it just me? Or does it always happen first in California? There are so many metro areas on here, y'all, that are from California. And here's a really cool thing. Remember, a whole bunch of metro areas that were on that list are no longer on that list. So it's fair to say that over 40% of the top metro areas have already been on the year-over-year price decline list. And you guys remember me warning that this would happen at the beginning of the year? Do you remember? I remember getting in arguments with investors that can't see past their nose, and their response was, just tell me one city where there's year-over-year price decline. Well, here's 30 to 40% of the top metro areas right now with price decline. Do y'all see? Do y'all see how we cannot lean on people to help guide us? We must say in this data, we must understand that the housing market crash has just started, but let's look at some more data right now. So where I want to stay is let's just see how much prices have gone down this year. So this right here, guys, this black line represents this. And again, this is according to Redfin. This is median sales price. I have put up 2022 in black and 2021 in orange. So you can see here that we peaked around June at $391,000. So in June, the median sales price was $391,000. Fast forward to today, the median sales price is only $353,000. And here's what I really want to point out. Do you see this orange line here? This orange line represents at the end of the year, at the end of last year, the median sales price was $350,000. So we are only about $3,000 away from median sales price, guys, to go over a national average of year-over-year price decline. That is especially important to understand because that is essentially showing us through data that we're in a housing market crash. And what this represents, guys, 391 to 353, that's a drop of $38,000, or from peak, you guys ready for this? From peak on a national average, 9.7%. Dave Ramsey, can you hear me? Dave Ramsey, can you hear me? 9.7%, 30% of the biggest metro areas, year-over-year price decline. So again, don't just buy real estate because it doesn't always go up. And here's something that frustrates me that people say, well, it doesn't matter if home prices go down if you plan on keeping it for a long time. But let me ask you this question. How many people do you guys actually think that are currently in default, that are currently in foreclosure? How many of those people do you think that didn't want to keep their house forever? How many? 50, 60, I mean, how many people? I'm willing to bet that an overwhelming amount of people that are losing their house right now wanted to keep their house forever. So here's the thing that I'm really trying to get at. Guess what? Life happens, and it's really important that when you invest in the biggest, financial transaction of your life, that you don't start out home ownership trapped with an inability to sell or refinance. You guys, we're only $3,000 away from year over year price decline. Anyways, that's really shocking to me. You guys know that I've been rooting for year over year price decline. We're $3,000, dollars away, but we only have 2 weeks left. And with the quantitative tightening kind of loosening up, I guess, or slowing down and interest rates going down, I don't know if we're going to hit it, but I really hope we do, because that's going to be completely epic, and your boy called it. But again, you guys, we have 2 weeks before we know whether or not I was right about my hope. Okay, I don't know if it's going to hit, but I definitely hope it will. Let's jump into the next thing. All right, y'all. So here's this week's leading indicators. Now, as you can see, the interest rates went down slightly to 6.31%. Now, mortgage applications, you guys, even though they did increase 4% from a week earlier, which is expected because interest rates have gone down almost a full percent, not a full percent, maybe about 75 basis points. So that has increased. However, you guys, mortgage applications from today are still down year over year, 38%. That is a whopping number. Now, demand is still down 27% as well, as you guys can see here. Now, people searching for homes on the internet took a hit as well at 34%. So that's down 34%. Touring activity down big time, you guys, at 40% as well. So this is this week's leading indicators. You guys can see that it got a little bit better. So that did get a little bit better, but here's what all of those leading indicators is telling me as an industry insider. We're going to go through some tremendous pain. Okay. So any companies that are in the real estate industry, they're going to go through some tremendous pain. When we lose 30 to 40% of our business with what feels overnight, places are going to go out of business. And I believe demand is still going to be crushed going into 2023. So as we go into 2023, we're going to see a lot more companies in the real estate industry file for bankruptcy. And case in point, there are companies in residential lending that have already filed bankruptcy and gone out of business. And predominantly that's been in what's called non-QM lending, which is non-qualified mortgage lending. So one of the biggest companies, Sprout, went out of business. Now, also you guys, reverse mortgages. Now, one of the leading reverse mortgage companies actually recently filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So again, these indicators are killing us, okay? Completely killing us. And I believe once the Federal Reserve starts seeing more bankruptcies, more companies going out of business, and more inventory in our housing market, that's when the pivot starts, right? They don't pivot until things start getting broken. And I hope you guys understand that, but let's jump into the next set of information now. And so what we're going to do next is we're going to visualize some of this data. We're going to look at some leading indicators to tell us what's happening in the housing market right now before the data can really tell us. So we're going to start with listings that had price drops. Now, usually this is the leading indicator, y'all, as far as quantitative tightening. It usually starts with listings and the drops. And as you guys can see here, listings with price drops has actually gone down, and it started going down, since the CPI report came out at 7.7 under expectation. So, that's going down, you guys, to 5.6. I wouldn't worry about that too much, but because all this is representing is it appears to be slowing down, and that's okay because we have listen to me carefully. Right now, we have historical equity crashing. Right now, we have historical equity crashing. So we don't need to see these numbers that big anymore. But listings with price cuts is sharply down. It was at over 7%. It's now down to 5.6%. But let's see if that had an effect on median asking price. And as you guys can see, so far, the interest rates going down has not had an effect on median asking price, because from week to week, median asking price has gone down and is now at $354,000. So that's good news. But let's see what median sales price is. So also median sales price is down, you guys, week over week at a new average of $353,750, which represents a year over year increase of only 1.4%. So it's barely hanging on. Do y'all see that? It's barely hanging on from that. We only need 1.4%, quite frankly. So we are almost there at year over year price decline. Now, here's what really, really matters, because you guys remember, I've called basically 4 stages of the housing market crash, one leading the other, starting with interest rates. After interest rates, sales and new construction. After sales and new construction, prices. We've seen all of those things. And the last thing, which is inventory. So, the fact is we do need inventory. So I wanted to show you guys week over week, inventory actually went down. It still has skyrocketed up, but I believe this went down as a result of either people, pulling their houses off of the market, the lowered interest rates, and also new home builders offering insane buying incentives. But you guys, we're sitting at 3.7 months of supply available on the market right now. What we really want to get to is the highest number possible, but what we really want to get to, guys, is 6 months of inventory. 6 months of inventory historically represents a buyer's market. And when it's a buyer's market, we can get away with all kinds of crazy things. But I will say that right now is a buyer's market. It's just the sellers don't know that yet, but they will. They will know that, because it is going to be a buyer's market. Now, what I want to do, guys, is I want to do my favorite thing, almost my favorite thing of all, which is to compare peak versus current. And what I'm going to do is take the interest rates back at the peak, interest rates today, and compare that to median sales price from peak and median sales price now. And I'm going to use the median sales price as the loan amount. Obviously, that's not the loan amount because there's a down payment, but just for the sake of ease, that's what I'm going to do. You guys take a look at how much money that we've saved as a result of being patient and waiting. Take a look. So I'm going to go to Redfin News, as always, data center. I'm just going to show you guys this, so it's a repetitive thing, and you guys can go there as well. And I've noticed actually a lot of, from what appears to me to be, a lot of YouTubers are actually using this data now. So that's kind of refreshing. But let's point out where prices were at the peak, which was June 19th. So take a note of that, you guys. June 19th, the median sales price was $391,000. Obviously, fast forward to today. This isn't updated, but as we just read, the new median sales price is $353,750. But let's see where interest rates were at on June 19th and currently. In order to do that, I'm pulling up Fred economic data. Also, this will be linked in my description. You guys know I love giving you data so that you can make up your own mind and don't let other people do the thinking for you. But let's see where we're at. So around June 19th, interest rates were at 5.78. Now, currently they're at 6.31. So now let's bring up a mortgage calculator now that we have the 5.78, which was right here, and the 6.31, which was right here. All right, so here is a mortgage calculator. I just typed mortgage calculator in Google, and this comes up. And a lot of these, you can actually include taxes and insurance by checking this button here, and you can get a more accurate mortgage calculation, but you guys should always go to your loan officer. So let your loan officer do that work for you, payment and out-of-pocket expense, okay? And then also due diligence. So all of those things are important. But let's start with the first one. You guys may remember this by heart. We're going to put 391 in by the interest rate of 5.78, giving us a monthly payment of $2,289 with a loan amount of $391,000. So now let's change this and let's put in today's information, which is $353,750 with an interest rate of, I love this part, you guys. I love this part because this is our reward. This is when we learn how we're rewarded for waiting. Look at this. Look at how beautiful this is. So right now, the average mortgage payment, again, if we're just using median sales price, average mortgage payment goes down from peak to $2,192, essentially meaning, you guys, this. If you bought right now versus in June, you're saving $97 a month for 30 years on your mortgage. But not only that, you're saving $38,000 on average on median sales price. But not only that, you don't have to waive contingencies, so you get to stay protected. Not only that, we now have insane buying opportunities like I thought we would. And the last thing is we now have options, okay? Back before, so say I wanted to buy instead of rent. I couldn't buy instead of rent because there was nothing to buy. I'm not going to buy a piece of crap that I don't like, that's overpriced. Maybe I'll pay a little bit higher for something that I love, But when there's no inventory, ain't nothing to love. So you guys see, we saved $38,000, almost $100 a month. We have more options. We have buying incentives, and we can remain safe by not having to waive our contingencies. So again, this is why I'm saying this, and I'll include this in all of my weekly update videos for Redfin. The longer that we wait, the better deals that we get, as proven just now. Just now. But not only that, you guys, it's easier for people to refinance because the rates are higher and the loan amounts are lower right now. So there are so many reasons, you guys, to continue to wait. But also one of the reasons, this is not being trapped. Here's the thing, if you're trapped and something happens that you did not prepare for, that could lead to foreclosure. That's a fact. You know, it could lead to foreclosure because you can't sell and you can't refinance. So in other words, you guys, be very careful, right? It's time. Now is the time for caution. Now is the time for preparation. And now is the time for studying the data. So do me a favor, you guys, before I end this video, I want you to comment below right now and let me know if you think that we're going to hit the year-over-year price decline list in 2022 as far as the national average. I hope we do, but now that interest rates have actually gone down, you know, I don't know if we're going to make that. I think it's possible still because we're only about $3,000 away, right? That would be so epic, guys. That would mean all of the people that were derogatory towards us or towards anyone that was cautious, all of these guys saying these crash bros, all of these guys, that's going to mean that all of those people, Dave Ramsey, these other people, were wrong. Right? They're already wrong, but I want them to be wrong this year. I want them to know that this year that they were wrong the entire time when they were advising people. But we'll know that in a couple weeks. Either way, you guys, we're going to know that into 2023. But other than that, you guys, I hope you guys got some new value, some new insights, and some new perspective. And if you're out there investing in real estate, you know I wish you luck and I hope you win.